Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of K-pop Hot Takes. So today I'll be discussing my top 7 underrated / up and coming male dancers in K-pop. I was gonna do 10, but this felt right. 7 people, and these 7 felt right, and they're the ones I'm most excited to talk about. So at number 7, it's Taeyang from BTS, the king of facial expressions. Taeyang has probably influenced a generation of idols who now have become a lot more expressive and a lot more captivating on stage, because he gets in the zone and his stage presence is amazing. I was so hooked on the idol fan cam, the idol chorus, his second chorus when he's in the center. I was like, who is he? Like, he really brings it when it's his turn. And even when they did it on Graham Norton, that was actually my favorite idol performance. I know Jungkook was injured and Jimin wasn't there, but the thing about how Taehyung commanded it was just, I love that performance, and I think they looked great. Their handbox as well. He just brought the energy and really made it work, even though the other two were missing. Also with the Mama intro for Fake Love. Initially, I didn't know that was him until I saw the red hair, and I was like, like, he was so clean, so sharp, so expressive. I didn't know he could move like that. And it shows that he's worked so hard and improved from the beginning. And obviously when Singularity came out, then he was added to the dance line officially. And that video's great, that song's great, so sensual, but the way he moves, he embodies a certain character. And I can see, obviously, he's got stuff that he can improve on. But I still think he should be appreciated a little bit more for his dancing, because it's a lot better than people give him credit for. Then at number 6, I've got June from 17. I mean, to be honest, I could do a whole video about 17, but it was so hard to not put all the members in here. But June, as 17 says themselves, he's usually their center, because he carries the center so well, because he has the build and the stature and the body proportions and the energy to make the other members look really good as well. And my eyes always go to him. He's got such strength and great legs as well when he moves. He's got such good strength and great facial expressions as well. He does characterization very well when he's on stage. He knows when to be smiling, a bit cheeky, but then to be, to really look at you, eye contact. He does it all very well. I think he's very underrated and underappreciated, because he has a lot of agility and a lot of grace as well in the way he moves. Like when he does some of the like Lily Yabai, or when he does even the recent one, Anyone, he still has this fluidity and grace, and it shows he's got the range to dance in many different ways. I love June. He's one I always watch in 17, and he can be strong as well and bring that strength in. I love him. In 17, the standards are so high and everyone's so synchronized, you do kind of miss out on people, which is why they need to be shouted out like this specifically. So number 5, it's Nikki from Enhypen. There's a lot of hype surrounding Nikki, but it makes sense. He's the maknae of the group, and to be honest, Enhypen overall are beasts. They are so strong as dancers, it's insane. They're all pretty much main / lead dancers in my eyes. They are amazing. But with Nikki, he's only 15 years old, and he's already mastered things that dancers at 25 or 30 probably can't do. He embodies and has such great control of his body at such a young age. I'm like, how do you do that? He's sharp, he's got the personality as well on stage, and the charisma, and he's got an assuredness in his movements that's like comes from experience usually, but he's already doing it at 15. I'm like, how can you do that? And also, I'm looking forward to seeing his growth, because he did a cover of Jimin's Lie, and although you can see what he could work on, like I was saying, he still already has that innate raw talent, which kind of makes him look like he's an experienced dancer already. God knows where he's gonna go, but definitely one to watch. Such he's such a good dancer. Like there's no other word for it. So he's on my up and coming list. Definitely on the way. He's getting the hype as he deserves. He kind of reminds me of NCT's Jisung in that similar thing. They started very young and they were getting so much hype at such a young age. And number 4. So now this is who I've officially crowned Taemin's son, Jinyoung, Bae Jinyoung from CIX. His looks, his isolations, I don't even know what to call it because I'm not a dancer, I don't know all the terms, but when he moves, it's almost like he gets possessed sometimes because he gets this like, he's such an amazing performer, and his lines and his details, and he's graceful as well. He's another graceful dancer. Yeah, he's mastered a certain thing I can't name, but I love in dancers, which makes him stand out. And it's like this he's like a deathly quiet assassin on stage. That's how to describe it, and that's how I see Taemin as well. I'm just like, they don't overly express something, but their moves do, and their details and the choices they make do. So that's where the real power lies. Their power is silent, and I feel like that's the most powerful power of all because it's not in your face. And I love Jinyoung. I think he's gonna go very far. He's a visual as well. And that Rain performance of Movie Star, girl, after that it was over. I was like, okay, this man right here, I need to watch him. But he's got great control of his body, head to toe. He's in tune and doesn't miss any details. Great dancer, love him. He needs to be spoken about a lot more. I know he's like, CIX are kind of up, they're still new, but he needs more accolades. Definitely underrated. Number 3 is the reason why I got into 17. Dino, the Macne. A lot of Macnes on this list. Dino is the reason I fell into 17, and I've spoken about him on another video about 17 because he just has this groove and this power and this accuracy that I hadn't really seen. When I first saw Mansei and I saw him in the center, I was like, who's that? Because he just moves in a way that like he was just enjoying and in the bread, like he was in it. And then I saw his Danceology and I saw his Undecided dance cover. I was obsessed with him. Dino has got so much power and so much range, and he's so clean. I do feel he's underappreciated and underrated because he should be spoken about more. Their skill is there, and I think maybe it's because of like maybe his stature, maybe because he's not like the tallest, longest looking dancer, but the skill is there though. He's such a great performer, and he always catches my eye in 17 a lot. I always notice him because he can incorporate all the hip hop, even contemporary. He incorporates so many styles. He incorporates so many styles and such a range in his movements. You can't help but watch him. He has a lot of personality and range in his movements. Dino, I see you always, and I think more people should. Number 2, this should come as no surprise. Heeseung from ENHYPEN. Woo! This guy. I don't know much about him yet because I've got so many groups that I'm into. But now he's kind of pulled me into watching him because if you see this fan cam right here, I could pretty much just play this fan cam like this and just not say anything because you can see what I mean. I could just literally, he caught my eye in this choreo, especially because of how he does the fever move and the neck thing. I was just like, whoa, he embodies the sensuality and the kind of maturity in that move, but he also adds these details in his knees where he bends them in. which in that fan cam, there were others aren't doing it around him. And it's details like those, for me, that elevates a choreo and elevates a dancer and shows that, oh, you're doing more. You're embodying the choreo and thinking about how to best present it from head to toe. Yeah, in terms of like rookie groups, I think he's probably the number one dancer of all the rookie groups from the last 2 years, male dancer. He is like, even in Give and Taken, I just can't describe how great he is. He just moves so well. His movement quality is so clean, but so controlled, and so he knows he can dance. That's what it is. Like, he knows he's a great dancer. And I love watching his fan cam. I enjoyed seeing what he can do. Up and coming talent. I love him. And number one, Kai and Taemin's son, Taeyang. Listen. This man right here. And the thing is, I've kind of known about him since I discovered SF9. How did I discover SF9? I think through Chani or through Rowoon or one of the other members. And I used to see his dance covers to Kai, and I was like, whoa. Because he can do Kai's movements exactly like him, which takes a lot of dedication, skill, and talent. So the potential's there. And also, whenever I used to see dance practices of SF9, he just stood out a lot because he was just doing more than the others, respectfully. But now he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. So he kind of falls between both. He was underrated, but now he's kind of up and coming. Because after the Move Kingdom performance, he was the talk of the town, as he should. It was, he embodied Taemin's like gender fluid. I don't know, it's kind of, he embodied Taemin's fluidity, but sensuality, which a lot of male dancers can't do in K-pop. And he did it so well with a touch of his own, because he was also still commanding and moving in his own way. But he can still be sharp and hip-hop and quick and rigid, and he can do everything. And he looks great, and he's a visual. He's one to watch. He is the number one for me at the moment. I think he's gonna eat everyone up. I hope he gets a chance to do some solos or something, because they should definitely capitalize on the fact that he was kind of like the breakout star in Kingdom for me, and for a lot of people. He just is such an amazing dancer. I think he's been looking for an opportunity to really break out of his shell, and Kingdom gave him that. He's been ready. He's like, I've been here, like I've been waiting, and he owned every center position of that choreo. Taeyang, you are one to watch. You are gorgeous and you're a great dancer. I've not actually checked out his vocals or rapping or anything like that, so I need to check him out. But I mean, from what you can see from his movements, he's got the grace and the signature quality that you want in a dancer, and he definitely will be a legendary one, as well as many of the others in the list as well. They are legendary or going to be legendary dancers, and they deserve all the accolades. And honorary mentions to Woozy from 17. I was gonna add him on my list, but I was like, I've only got 2 17 members already. I can't do 3. Woozy deserves a lot because he was meant to be in a performance unit. I found that out in 17. Now he's in a vocal unit. But Woozy, when you watch him, especially on Ready to Love, and he's in all white in the rain, and the way he dances, he's such an emotive, expressive dancer. And he's short, he's tiny, but he doesn't look tiny. He looks tall and long when he dances. It's amazing. Woozy, underappreciated. And up and coming, Shotaro, NCT. This guy is NCT secret, an SM secret weapon, because there's been discussions about dancers and idol dancers, and he's definitely got dancer background. So if you see from his TikToks, and if you see from his competition days, this guy can move and he can dance, and he's got a groove that a lot of idol dancers can't emulate. And when I saw him dance the 90s Love, my jaw was on the floor. So he's definitely up and coming. I would add him to a list once I've seen more from him. We just haven't seen enough choreo and enough from him to see what his range is. But definitely a talented skill dancer. I hope you enjoyed this list. I did. I really love talking about these guys because they are underappreciated and up and coming as well and exciting. So I hope, let me know what you think. Let me know who your up and coming favorite dancers are or who you think deserves more. And I'll see you next week. See ya.